Hello everybody. I know I have a different hat, but whatever. If you haven't seen my quick review on Moongo and Dinosaur, I'll happily fill you in. I love the show. The animation, the characters, the music and the writing, all of it just works. But which episodes are the best of season 1? The first thing to note is that I'm not including the songs, since each time they appear they seem to be portrayed as a music video. That, and it's not really fair to have a best episode list just be mostly of music. Eventually I'll make a top 12 on just the music alone, but not right now. And the second reason why is because, well, more like the second thing to note is that I'm only including season 1 episodes for now. I'll eventually make another top 12 best Moongo and Dinosaur episodes list dedicated to season 2, but for today, it's only season 1. With that being said, welcome to the top 12 Moongo and Dinosaur episodes. Moongo Landing, the first episode essentially. In this one, it's about the everyday, normal life of Lunella that lives until she finds out that someone broke into the skating room with the only evidence being the trap working. So while brewing up a new polo that may bring the end all be all of the thief problem, she accidentally brings in Devil Dinosaur, and the rest of the episode is pretty much about getting used to superheroism, stopping the whodunit villain, and even forming a friendship between the two. Plus one more, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So for a first episode, it actually does a good job at showing and explaining what's up with this new world without leaving the viewer out of left field. Dare I say, this is actually one of the few first episodes of shows I've seen that don't have odd quirks that change or get removed later on. The culprit, who I'm not going to spoil you, is a little generic but a delightful villain to watch. He even takes full advantage of her powers. But as with the other characters, Lunella is an endearing, adorable protagonist with bubbly personality that's really fun to watch. Devil Dinosaur is what happens when you combine cool and adorable without one overshadowing the other, and he's also really fun to watch. And finally, there's Casey, not being similarly named Casey Jones from the TMNT. Casey at first seems like the character the writers will try and insert as much modern hip-hop trend as possible into, and while it does feel like that sometimes, she isn't that bad. Dare I say, she's honestly a really good friend. Join in on the fun, as this is only the beginning. The Borough Bully. After a successful fight, Lunella finds a nasty comment on her Moongo social media page as the attempts against the troll slowly make her mental health decline. It turns out that the mastermind behind is really tough. Will she be able to defeat him? Well, what do you think? What I like about this one is the fact that this episode proves the benefit of having Casey as a friend. She actually gets to be the one to put the shoes down, which shows that her character isn't just second banana. You can also see how desperate and tired Lunella is getting, trying to get back at the troll, showing that this might not be the best thing to do. I also like the two plot twists with the villain, which I won't spoil, but all I'm going to say is he really is enjoyably hateable. This episode also got a few laughs more than Moongo Landing. This is certainly one worth not blocking. Devil on her shoulder. After not being able to do anything due to his size, Devil Dinosaur convinces Lunella to create a potion to make him temporarily small. However, he overdosed by drinking all of it, making it so that he will continue to shrink until he disappears. And on top of that, Torg, a King Kong-esque Yeti, is rampaging the city after his negative portrayal in Doom v Torg, Dawn of Destruction. Hey, remember when I described Devil Dinosaur as cute? Well, here it's cranked up to a lot more and his role became bigger, giving him more things to do. Honestly, before Devil Dinosaur drinks the rest of the potion, it was actually really fun seeing him, Lunella and Casey have fun. Lunella showing how much she cares for Devil is really touching, and as for Torg, although I wish there was more to him, he was still really great, and is actually one of the few villains who don't stay as a villain. This episode was also just really funny. This is one worth shrinking down to. Teacher's pet. When Devil gets jealous of sharing Lunella with her class hamster, he accidentally sets the animal free. Meanwhile, Rag King is plotting revenge after his first fight against Moongo and Devil Dinosaur. It didn't go well. Yeah, we get two tropes I'm not a fan of, the jealousy and the breakup, but in the defense of this episode, both don't last that long, and I'm grateful. Honestly, the episode really does do a good job at making you feel bad for Devil thanks to the stress of the missing hamster and the worrying consequences. This is one you can definitely roll with. Run the rink. Lunella is tasked with running the rink. Seems simple enough, except he agrees to Casey's get rich quick scheme, which involves a lot of villains are showing up. I can relate to Lunella wanting to get things done really fast, which ends up showing us that rushing things to the end ain't always the solution. You get a lot of really funny interactions between the lower class villains and the heroes, but it leads to this visually stunning final battle that actually looks like it was dripped into chemical ooze from Ninja Turtles. Desperate times call for responsibility. I don't know in this episode. The Beyonder. I don't know how or why I went this long without mentioning the best, but Beyond is such an entertaining villain. He's like Aku from Samurai Jack, in the sense that they have so much power but choose not to use it, opting out to being funny, memorable villains instead. And Lawrence Fishburne's hamming it up in his performance definitely helps that. But as for the episode itself, well, seeing as how Beyonder threatening to just end the world can be very intense, it's really great seeing the intensity get to Lunella, who's desperately trying to get Beyonder not to end the world. Speaking of the end of the world, the fight before is visually striking, and something I actually haven't seen done before. This is one episode that makes panicking for our lives so much fun. Coney Island, baby! Lunella must confront her childhood fears, because otherwise, if she doesn't, she won't be able to save Mimi from the Beyonder on the Coney Island Funhouse. So yeah, this is a you must conquer your fear episode. But honestly, the way it's done here is actually a lot more interesting. First of all, it gives Lunella a lot more depth than what she already has, which is a lot. But second of all, it gives her a reason for wanting to conquer her fear. In that case, for the safety of Mimi, her mom, if you will. And yeah, you heard it, Beyonder is back and he is as entertaining as before. but he's also a lot more funnier than ever. In fact, this episode as a whole has a lot of really funny gags. It also includes one of my favorite gags of all time.
Hey, Double Dinosaur! You coming to Staten Island?
Combine that with the fact that they show how much Devil Dinosaur cares for Lunella, and you get a really great episode about Coney Island. I wonder how the people of Coney Island felt about this episode. Hair today, gone tomorrow. Lunella's hair becomes alive. And that's all I'm going to describe for the survey. The episode does a good job at actually making you feel bad for Maine. And it shows how it's all about loving your hair no matter what. It takes this ridiculous concept of having a hairs come out to life, as ridiculous sounding as the whole concept of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and like that franchise actually makes it work. I also love how this is the episode where they make Devil Dinosaur the logical one. But honestly, it's a really endearing episode about hair. Check yourself. Wink wink nudge nudge, pun, I get it. Oh hey, this is the one with the roller skating race between Moongo and Devil Dinosaur. I'm surprised they didn't end up destroying any buildings by doing that race. But on to the actual episode. The actual episode is about Lunella versus AI technology. So essentially, it's more like a robot versus woman, but more like one-on-one versus. It's also about learning that winning is everything. But honestly, they do some really creative stuff with LOS 3. Although thinking about it more closely, at least it's not HAL 1000 from Space Odyssey. And actually, the scene where Moongo reconciles with LOS is actually really strong, and it's a really good scene. So overall, this is one that you should challenge. I don't know. Moongo's day off. When Moongo isn't feeling well, plot twist, I won't spoil you, Casey is ultimately chosen as the replacer. It's actually really satisfying seeing Casey slowly get the hang of being Moongo. And Devil Dinosaur helping her out is actually really sweet. Honestly though, this one is a delightful one that dives a little more into Casey and actually gives her the spotlight. Skip Adolescent. Now, I am aware this concept has been done before. I mean, it's actually literally the plot to Click. Oh god. But what makes this one different from the other similar attempts is the execution. In this case, well, for starters, that tour bus scene was really intense, but it was really touching. I also like how they used the potential of Lunella being able to go through the different ages, like being a toddler or being really old. It's almost time travel, but it's not. It also gives us a lot of depth into Lunella as a character and as a person. So yeah, AIDS pun, I don't know. And the number one Moongo and Devil Dinosaur episode is OMG issue, both parts. Yeah, it's kind of funny I chose a season finale for the best episodes, but it really is. You can really feel that they went all out with everything. The writing, the animation, the humor, just about everything is at the highest with this one. Even the stakes are higher. You also find out something about Mimi that I won't spoil, but it's a good shock and a half in full. And that's why I put this as number one as the best Moongo and Devil Dinosaur episode ever.
Hey, Double Dinosaur! You coming to Staten Island?
Thanks for watching. If you want to see me ramble more about Moongo and Devil Dinosaur, I made a 5-minute quick review that should probably satisfy you. And if not, I've got plenty more where that came from. For more updates, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel, but also Bonnie Le Squirrel on Instagram and Bon La Creme 88471 on Twitter. That's it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Nueva York, where things be happening. Elias spitting, roots attacking, FDR rolling. See my mind, Twin City breathing. Tribal hard, carry quarter on, tag borinquen. They got betters, feel the sequin. Bomba, harpy, dale cuero. Freeze the no good, bajo cero. Dance to the muertos, ashes ground zero. Vela lloviendo, yo recuerdo. Feel the energy, physical, mental. Ritmo espiritual.